We filmed that video a year and a half ago, and the journey since then has had some good months and some bad months. 2022 has been especially hard. Although my craniocervical instability was resolved with my first surgery from Dr. Patel, it was caused by an underlying condition called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, EDS for short. Unfortunately, EDS does not yet have a cure and seems to be the disease that keeps giving. In the last 12 months, I've spent my time in bed, had 5 additional surgeries, and become 100% reliant on a feeding tube for all food and hydration. While the challenges have been many, there are so many silver linings. One of them has been the opportunity to spread awareness and write a blog educating a large community on EDS and its complications. Surprisingly, hypermobile EDS is not as rare as you might think. It's now estimated that up to 1 in 500 have hypermobile EDS. Granted, not all cases are this severe. EDS is a genetic connective tissue disorder, and since connective tissue is everywhere in your body, it can affect multiple organ systems and you may need treatment from many specialists. For me, it manifests itself in the ligaments of my spine, my gastrointestinal system, wreaks havoc on my autonomic nervous system, and has caused a number of comorbid conditions, including craniocervical instability. One of the challenges with craniocervical instability and EDS is that the medical community is not well versed in the disorders. And because of that, it's incredibly difficult for patients like me to obtain an accurate diagnosis. Without an accurate diagnosis, you can't get proper treatment. And without proper treatment, patients are left without hope. And having hope is everything. Due to the lack of awareness among the public and the medical community, the sad truth of this disease is that on average, it takes 14 years for hypomobile EDS patients to be accurately diagnosed, leaving so many people to suffer unnecessarily. The desperation you and your loved ones feel as your health spirals downward with no explanation from even doctors is indescribable. And today's about changing that. Operation Upright is about getting the medical community a tool they need. I've never really been comfortable asking people for things, especially money. So at first I felt like I was definitely the wrong person to start a fundraiser, but this cause is so much bigger than just me. So many people could need this machine, and the cause is absolutely worth leaving my comfort zone. So Operation Upright is about getting physicians the tool they need to make an accurate diagnosis for not only craniocervical instability, but also so many other spinal and neurologic conditions. You see, in a traditional MRI, patients lay down flat in the machine. So guess what you can't see? How gravity plays into the issue. You also can't see what happens when a patient moves their head or spine forward and side to side, but an upright MRI has the power to capture all of that. This event today, and your generosity, is going to help us bring an upright MRI to Charleston, which will dramatically change lives and provide hope to so many. Already, more than $950,000 have been raised, and with the donor match, we only need about $100,000 more. It's a lot, but we're so close. When you spend as much time in bed as I have, you have seemingly endless time to reflect. And it's definitely given me a new perspective and allowed me to realign my priorities. Things that used to seem so important, like school, sports, and popularity, faded from my mind as soon as my health began to fail me. I learned that your health and meaningful relationships should always be prioritized. I may not have good health, but what I do have is wonderful friends and family who love me, and a God who loves me. We've all heard the cliche quote that God will never give you more than you can handle. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. God may give you more than you can handle, but He will also help you through the unthinkable because you were never supposed to handle it alone. And gratefully, I have not had to handle this alone. God has sent angels to be with me. And by angels, I mean all of you, praying for me, encouraging me, and caring for me. You have no idea how your love and care have enabled me to endure some really horrific times. So I'm so thankful for all of you. That's really the amazing thing about the family of God, though. You might get pushed beyond your individual abilities, but the community of people that you choose to surround yourself with will pick you up and help you get through things that you never thought you could. For years, we've prayed for my healing. I have vivid memories of my parents and others on their knees, begging for God to help. And it was honestly so discouraging to pray and not see any improvement. But in my heart, I do know that there is a God who loves all of us, especially those who are suffering. And I really think it's impossible to truly comprehend why he does and does not intervene. But it has become abundantly clear that faith, hope, and love are critically important. Although the big miracle we've been praying for hasn't happened yet, I can look back and see many little miracles throughout the chaos. One of them is that I'm here, sitting up and talking with you today. I remember having my first appointment with Dr. Patel, a renowned craniocervical instability and EDS specialist. And my family and I had never once even heard of these conditions. Had we met with any other neurosurgeon that day, it's likely that I would still be looking for answers. Dr. Patel and his team's empathy and commitment to my case have quite literally changed my life. Some may call it chance or luck that landed me in his office that day, but if that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. Securing an upright MRI will extend this miracle to so many. Thank you all for being here today, and I'm happy I could be here. I look forward to staying as long as I am able, and let's enjoy some good music.